Welcome you to Sports Unleashed at Cable 15 TV, Facebook Live. It is another edition of one of the most famous shows in the history of shows because I am with my good partner, Hayden Schultz, on the broadcast to talk sports, all about sports, and talk about, we've got Greyhounds in the house again this week. Hayden, what's up, man?
It's going.
Everything
Another
good?
Monday. Another Monday.
Another, what's that song?
Manic Monday.
Another Manic Monday.
Wish it was Sunday.
Who sings that?
I got my.
Your daddy would know.
I guarantee it.
Need to call him?
Nah.
To find out.
Oh, we got Greyhounds in the house.
And we're going to talk about Wacky Cake. We're going to talk about cinnamon rolls. We're going to talk some football. We got Coach Hinsley in the house. We've got 3 of the 4 here right now. Maybe the 4th one will show up here in a little bit.
We're a week away from the game. First, the scrimmage game. Is that
We're
right?
close to that. I guess this is the 9th, 10th, and from Friday. Friday. Ooh, man, it's here then, isn't it?
It's quick.
We got to be repaired and prepared.
Yes, sir.
Are you looking forward to it?
Always.
What makes you look forward to it? Tell me about it, Hayden. What's so excited about being an announcer, the voice of the Cable 15 TV Newport Greyhounds?
Well, I mean, you can't play anymore, so I mean, it's the next best thing.
Isn't it? Yeah, me
So,
too.
I mean, in my opinion, now, I mean, obviously, coaches are going to say coaching's the next best thing, but I mean, there's no pressure on me, so.
Well, there is on me, having you. Got no pressure. It is a great broadcast team. Great broadcast teams are usually generally pretty good. And I visited with Mr. John Nance, who's a big Greyhound fan, and he watches everything that we do. And he was talking about today, and Coach, you'll appreciate this. He was talking about. He said, "Is Newport real hard to schedule for?" I'm talking about playing the Prescott. I said, "Yeah, it's as hard today as it's ever been, and maybe harder than it's ever been before." He said, "Well, I knew it was back in the day." And I said, "Well, it's the same way today as it's ever been. It's just hard for people to want to say, yeah, I believe I'll take on those Greyhounds
Well, it's
this year."
hard to get your schools that are same classification or under because what are you getting out of it?
Right.
Is what they're thinking. Why are we going to have to play up or play somebody we might play? And then the guys who are 4A, 5A are like, well, we don't want to schedule that as a week 0 and get beat by a 3A school. I mean, because it's pride. I mean, it's all it is. You don't want to have to go down there and get beat. So I'm excited for the Prescott game because I think that Prescott, not Prescott.
I say Prescott.
I got told, Nate Watson, he got on me the other day. I said, yeah, Prescott, Newport War Memorial. And he said, Prescott's in Arizona. It's Prescott.
Whatever.
I said, oh.
Whatever.
I said, okay.
We can say whatever we like to say, but since the
Prescott.
if the boss man says that,
The boss said Prescott, so I'm going to go with Prescott.
I'm Prescott. Prescott. Doesn't even sound like a biscuit. We're going to play the Biscuit Curly Wolves. We got that right? Curly Wolves?
Curly Wolves, that's it.
Yeah, I don't care. But it is very difficult for Coach Hinsley and our administration to get folks to play us, and that's because of the long storied history that we have. And plus, our expectation is for us to be pretty good this year.
Absolutely. I mean, every year is a chance to go win the conference, and I think that's something these guys are going to talk about and attest to, talking about, getting that conference championship, because that's what your number one goal is. When you go down and sit in the preseason, you're thinking about, all right, what do we got to do to possibly go undefeated and win the conference? And sometimes it looks out where you don't have to go undefeated. We didn't. So, I mean, you just want to win your conference, get that 1 seed, maybe possibly get the bye, and then just ride the wave.
The fun of the season, I mean, the development, and even from a broadcaster standpoint, and not nearly as much pressure on us as the guys playing the game or the guys preparing for the game, but the fun of it to watch the development of not only our program, but I mean, because it's all about the kids. It's all about these guys that we're going to interview here tonight. It's everything is about those guys. And it's fun. It's fun watching guys that played Pee Wee football when they were in the 4th grade, and then they're in the 6th grade, and now all of a sudden they're seniors in high school, and they're leading the team, and to watch them progress through high school, you say, man, this guy was a sophomore just the other day, and now all of a sudden he's a senior, and it ends for everybody. Hayden, talk about that ending part of being a Greyhound. I mean, it's a sad time, but you've done your time and you've done your duty, and it's over.
And you'll obviously talk about this. Is when you walk off that field, do you have any regret? Do you feel like you did everything you could? And that's the kind of humbleness, I guess you could say, of walking off. I actually walked off Greyhound Field. We were a 1 seed, played a 5 seed, and got beat at home first round of the playoffs my senior year. So my last game was at Greyhound Field in the playoffs and expected to win and do those things. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things when you walk off, doesn't really hit you. But the following year, I remember coming back and going, God, man, I wish I was kind of out there. And You know, and still, I've been out of high school for 6 years now. I mean, let me get in there.
I know. I could play a player. Yeah. I couldn't, but you could. You know.
I get a quarter. I don't think I could go 4. I think I could get a quarter in.
I could announce it.
There you go.
I probably couldn't see it.
You're good for a play.
Yeah, I'm good
you
for
can
a play.
deep snap.
No, I can't either. I can't do that anymore either. I can't bend over without fainting.
That's a crucial part of snapping the ball.
Well, when you get 53 years old like me, things like
53.
that happen. 53? Yeah, things like that happen. 65, 53, it's all the same, isn't it?
Tomato.
What else is going on in sports that you want to talk about before we get to these grands? I'm interested to talk to these guys. I want them to be relaxed and ready, and we'll bring Coach Heisley and 3 guys in.
I think USA ended up getting most gold.
Yeah, they did.
They ended up getting total medals and gold, so, I mean, that's a pretty good accomplishment there. I mean, USA representing, so that, and then the Hall of Fame last night. I mean,
right.
You talk about some guys. Peyton Manning, one of my idols growing up. I mean, in my opinion, he's my GOAT. And I know we've had this discussion, but, I mean, 4 Super Bowls, 4 different head coaches. I mean, what do you say? I mean,
he was pretty good.
This guy calls his own plays. I mean, every single year he played, and I mean, it was awesome.
He runs Omaha. Is all he runs. Omaha.
It was funny how, because now you only got 6 minutes, and that's how he starts off with, I've only got 6 minutes, and he throws a little shot at Tom Brady, talking about when he's going to retire and finally get inducted, it'll be 2045 or something like that. So I've always liked Peyton. I think he's the guy.
And then Coach Heisley had mentioned to us that the great Bobby Bowden from Florida State University, passed away. And I know that his son Terry, who's a coach in the Sun Belt, took a leave of absence to go try to take care of him down for the last several weeks. But what a classy guy. I always liked Coach Bowden. He was just one of those guys that you rooted for. You pulled for that guy. You wanted his team to win. He had some great football teams.
He was a winner.
Yeah, he won 10 games in a row for 47 years in a row, or some silly statistic like that. But just a great program, and those guys are few and far between. What's few and far between today is a guy that stays at a college for a long period of time. It just doesn't happen. That's just the nature of the beast, and it's win, and we don't give you any time to win. I mean, you win now or it's over. If you don't win in a couple of years, your job's on the line. But there were some guys in those days when he was coaching that, I mean, a lot of guys. I mean, Frank Broyles was at Arkansas for 25 years, and Houston Nutt stayed there for 10 years, and that just doesn't happen anymore.
I mean, Gus Malzahn wins 8 games and they fire him.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, not good enough, is it?
8-4 is not a bad year.
No.
I mean, but that's expectations now. Every program thinks that they should win 10, 12, as many games as they can, and if you don't do it, you've got a window. And right now, it's looking like you got 3 years.
If you get 3.
As a college football head coach, you've got 3 years. You've got time to recruit, get your guys in, and if you don't win immediately, you're gone.
Well, I think it's unfortunate because I think it takes longer than that to really get your guys in there and get your system in place. But then again, I mean, there's somebody always waiting in the wings, somebody that's had a good team at a lower level, and they said, look, let's hire this guy. This guy's the next, he's the next Bobby Bowden. The nature of the game where you shoot in college football is so different because of what Alabama has done. And then if you throw Clemson into the mix, and then it's kind of like, here's everybody, then here's Clemson, and then here's Alabama. And right there, Clemson's Ohio State, but here's Alabama. I mean, it's Alabama and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Is that Nick Saban, or is that just Alabama?
Well, I think it obviously has to do something with Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he gets the best guys for a reason. They're not going there for the jerseys.
Right.
I mean, that's the most generic jersey. They hadn't changed anything in 150 years. So, I mean, it's obviously coaching. I think, and as a 17-year-old kid, you talk to a guy that says, look, you come here and we're going to do the best we can, and the proof's in the pudding, sending guys to the NFL.
Absolutely.
And so why, as a 17-year-old kid, wouldn't you say, I'll go there and I'll sit on the bench for a year or two, and then I'll get my shot. And, get to learn, because you look at like Najee Harris, a guy like that, you're going to be behind him. And nobody has any idea who the third-string running back is until he gets to play.
That's exactly, yeah. And then you remember that guy, don't you?
And then this guy's the first-round pick, 12th overall.
That's right.
And then it's the same thing every year. They just reload.
Well, football is such a grand game, and we've got greyhounds in the house, and we'll bring them in and talk to some guys that's going to be key contributors to our football team. We'll bring Coach Hinsley in, and if we get caught in trying to shuffle the chairs, all right, so be it. But it's got a new producer director there in Hayden Schultz. Right off the play-by-play guy, and this guy, he does it all.
He's multi.
Josh Nation behind the camera, as he always is for us, and he's the guy that makes you guys look not good, but when y'all make the great plays on Friday night, that's the guy that captures it right there, and he's as good as we've ever had, and he don't miss a lot out there. So if you happen to score a touchdown, which you and I probably never will, since we have to play in the offensive line, but you could pick up a fumble and run it sometime. Jeremy, you could do that. Coach, these guys right here are all good football players.
Yes, sir. Jeremy
Jarrett, this is Kieron Childress, this is Jadarius Reed.
That's it.
You tell me a little something about these guys before I talk a little bit about with each one of them. Tell me about this guy sitting down on the end, Jeremy Jarrett.
Well, what I hope you're going to see out of Jeremy Jarrett this year is playing both ways.
Okay.
I think and Jeremy's known that because I've stayed after him all the fast hounds and the start of the season is I need him around because he could be very valuable to us. Jeremy's a big body, but he moves extremely well. So I'm really excited about Jeremy, hopefully getting him on both sides of the ball this year, as well as kicking. We've discovered how hard this dude can kick, and he's been putting some over the fence. PATs getting. So we're thinking he's going to be a leg for us as well. Kieron Childress, if you never ever been to a ball game, if Kieron never gets the ball, he's going to be our scout team running back. He don't even know it yet, but he's going to be our scout team running back, just like what the Prescott guy's going to look like. Because he's got the moves. I don't know about top speed. I know he's really fast, but when you talk about a side-to-side mover, I know in the spring we were running the inside zone play, and he bounces. You can't find him. Just bounces and all over the place. And so he's also going to play some corner for us, and just a heck of an athlete. And then Jadarius Reed, I can't tell you how many times we put the team on his back in different things. I've moved him from everywhere from an inside backer to an outside backer. Last year it was a safety. He's played everywhere defensively because he's just a defensive football player. I always think back to Carl Turner. He knew how to get balls away from a guy, and he's the same cut. He's going to take a ball away from a guy. That's on the defensive side of the ball. From the offensive side of the ball, it's hard to beat him as a running back. The way that he hits a hole, the way that he adjusts, has the instincts to find holes. We don't need to talk about the Osceola game a couple years back, but he was the main reason the second half we had a chance to stay in it until he got hurt. So, when you talk about three fine athletes, and we've got all different little levels here, linebacker, running back, corner, and outside linebackers, they're pretty good at their sport, at their position.
I'm going to start with Jadarius, and the reason I'm going to start with Jadarius is just simply because I think what you do is one of the most, to me, the most mind-boggling thing that you can do in a football game, and you do it better than anybody that has ever played the game. Tell me how in the world, what's the thought process of you going in there on your takeaway? And everybody knows that watches our football games. This guy will go up and wrap somebody up, and before you know it, before that guy goes to the ground, you've got the football. Where did you learn that? Tell us about how you learned that.
It started off when I was in a junior high, we were playing against Valley View, and we were down probably 2 touchdowns. And when we came back out in the second half, I was thinking I got to take the ball or something. So when we first came out, I remember when the running back had ran to the outside, and I ended up taking the ball, and I ran it back for 80 yards or so. And I just did it probably 3 or 4 more times. And after that, it just came a habit, and I learned how to just get good with it.
You've gotten great with it, not just good with
Well, I've
it.
always thought. I mean, is it a thing that you see? Now I'm interviewing.
No, you go ahead.
Is it a
You
is it
go
a
ahead.
thing where you see the ball? He doesn't have a good tight hold on it. Is it a thing that you see? Is it an instinct thing, or is it just the hunger to get the ball out?
You just want the ball, yeah.
It's really when they try to stiff for me. When they try to stiff for me, I try to move their arm away from the ball.
There you
And
go.
Strategy.
if you
They're
look
vulnerable with that, yeah.
If you look at the when we played Walnut Ridge my 10th grade year, and the quarterback when he ran to the outside, I think he trying to throw the ball, but I brought pressure so he had to tuck it and run it. And when he tried to stiff for me, like I kind of swung his arm out, and as I swung his arm out, I just brought him close to me and took the ball.
Hey, it happens more than you think. There's a lot of times it happens, and they try to quick whistle and say, no, I'll blow the whistle.
Sure.
There's a lot of times we've had probably more than double than what he had because the refs try to quick whistle and say that he didn't have it, when we've got the ball out multiple times.
Keyron, I got to ask you about, and Coach talks about that going from side to side, and what a great compliment when he says that you're going to be the guy that kind of shows us about the guy from Prescott. Is that right? Prescott?
Prescott.
What do you call it?
Prescott.
Prescott? Okay. Well, you're from down south, so why do you
Prescott. It's kind of like DeWitt. You know, everybody says
DeWitt?
it's DeWitt. No,
Yeah,
it's
DeWitt.
DeWitt. For
DeWitt.
me,
DeWitt.
It's DeWitt.
Yeah. You know,
It's a trick. DeQueen.
yeah, DeQueen, or the DeQueen. But anyway, I'm talking about your running style because it's unique, it's different. Nobody does it like you do, and just a lot of movement there. How'd you learn that? Just tell us about that.
Just came natural.
Just natural. So when did you know that you were pretty good? When did you know you were a pretty good football player along the way?
When I started in 4th grade.
In Pee Wee? When you were in the 4th grade, were you a running back? Did y'all win a lot of football games when you were in the 4th grade? Obviously, you won about all of them, I guess. So the style that you get when you hit the line of scrimmage, what do you look for? You go past the line of scrimmage. What do you look for?
Just open field.
And you find it.
Sir.
Yeah, I guarantee you do. I don't want to ask you, the big man down. You know, here. Listen, Jeremy is an offensive lineman, defensive lineman. I don't guess they put in any plays for you to run the football yet this year, have they?
Sir.
Would you ask him, could you run some later on in the year if we got ahead? Would you ask the coach that during the game? Say, Coach, would you put me in?
Maybe.
There you go.
Look, there's always that chance if he's the kicker. If there's a fire chance it happens, and we know what fire means, you know, bad snap or something. He could get the ball.
There you go.
And he's a baseball guy, so he can
Right.
he can throw a little bit. So yeah, there's no telling what can happen.
Yeah, don't just put that offensive defensive line tag on a guy that's many talents.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, I was a kicker at one time. I was the snapper, and, you know, they were kidding me, snapper. And then when I got to be a senior, I wasn't the snapper anymore because we didn't have a kicker. And let me tell you, if I was the kicker, we were in trouble for a kicker.
Sounds familiar.
Because we didn't have a snapper, nor did we have a kicker. But, Jeremy, tell me which side of the ball you like better, offense, defense?
I think it's like an in between.
Okay.
Nah,
What do you like
I need you
better?
to make a decision. I need you to make a decision right now in front of everybody.
I don't know. I just like really like hitting on defense.
Right.
I also like
Here we go.
running on the offense, like running the plays.
We had that discussion last week too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
If you
He
say your
wanted you to pick
position,
defense.
if
He
you say
wanted-
a position, are you a receiver DB or are you a DB receiver? You know, that's the joke I was trying to make.
So tell me about playing offense. What's different on offense compared to defense? I mean, you mentioned something there, but tell me when you go in the line of scrimmage. I mean, I know on defense, I know that you're there and you can move it, but what's the difference about playing those two positions?
Well, on offense, you have more responsibility to make sure it's away from the ball, make sure you're blocking the right person. And also, like on defense, it's getting through, penetrating, and finding the ball.
There you go. Just hit somebody and tell them, get out of the way, I'm coming through. All right, Jadarius, we talked about your defensive prowess, carrying the football, carrying the load, carrying the team. What you like better, offense or defense?
It used to be offense, but defense. After my 10th grade year, I changed it to defense.
Okay. All right, let me ask you about running the football and carrying that load or whatever. I mean, you guys are going to share the field, you know, you're going to share a lot of carries. And when you carry that football, you've got some of this, but you're more of what I call a downhill guy and running hard. and you're not scared to stick your nose in there, and nor are you. So what makes it so fun scoring a touchdown? Let me just ask you that question. What's so great about scoring a touchdown?
Really, when I first get the ball, that's where it starts. Like when I get to the line, when I first get to the line, and I know I gotta do some type of move or make it look fancy. Whenever it looks fancy, that's when the touchdown feel better.
There you go. When you make the good move. That's exactly right. I like that one. Kieron, you're running the football. Let's say, how many times, if you had it, if you could tell the coach, say, Coach, look, Coach Johnson, I want to run the football. How many times during a game? How many times would you tell him? If he said, how many times do you want to run the football, what would you tell him?
How many times I can get it down there?
Would you want 6, 10, 12, 15, 25? 10 times a game. There you go, 10 times a game. If you got 10 times a game and then you got 10 yards per carry, you're at 100 yards, you've had a pretty good night. So tell me about defense. You play a little defense. Tell me about what you do defensively.
I play corner. It's just
What's the responsibility of a cornerback? What do you have to do? You better know, because he's not going to put you out there if you don't know your responsibilities. What is your job as a cornerback?
to defend the receiver.
Okay.
I've got a big one.
All right.
And it's what we've been talking to Kieron about, and Coach Neal's been on him, Coach B's been on him, is don't look in the...
Where do you not look? Into the back.
There we go. That's
Why do you not look into the backfield? Why would you? Why have they been telling you, don't look back there because you will lose what? You're gonna lose leverage. I like that. I love that one. That's a good one right there.
My job is done.
Yes, sir. I was looking for a receiver, but I like leverage better.
I like it.
I like
he's
leverage.
already passed.
Yes, sir. Passing, great.
I like it.
Jeremy, what about after your senior year here? What are you planning on doing? I'll get to that in a minute. Here's what I want to talk about. We're going to War Memorial Stadium. You ever played there before? No, I don't think you have. You ever played there before? Jadarius, you ever played there before? Have you ever wanted to play there before? What's it going to mean to you to walk into War Memorial Stadium here in a couple of weeks?
It's going to be a lot. To be able to play there.
It's going to be pretty neat, isn't it? What would it mean to you to play there twice in 1 year, which means you play the first game of the year and then you played the last game of the year at War Memorial Stadium, play for a state championship?
That would definitely change everything.
That would change everything. I guarantee you that it would. Kieron, running the ball, used to, when we said we went to War Memorial Stadium, we talked about, well, you get to play on the turf. I mean, that was the big deal years ago because nobody else had turf. I mean, you got to go to War Memorial, you play on turf. Doesn't matter. You play on grass and you play on turf some. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer playing on turf or the grass?
I really like grass because you can.
And why? What is it?
You can really get traction on grass.
You sure can. You can plant, you can cut, yeah, obviously. Jadarius, what about you? You like running better on AstroTurf or running better on regular grass?
Turf.
Turf?
Grass.
What do you like about the turf?
It don't make me itch.
Okay. There you go. Great. You started saying grass makes you itch, didn't you?
Great answer.
I have to. That's why we bring these guys in.
I like it.
That's exactly why they.
I never knew that about him. Grass.
By the way, your mom was watching a while ago. She said she was watching Tell You How. She said you look good on TV. But anyway, and I'm going to come back to Kieron. Kieron, if you're in the game at War Memorial Stadium and on the first possession of the game, you're back there at cornerback, and no quarterback throws one right to you and you run 80 yards, what would you be thinking after you got there?
I got him.
Would you get excited?
Yes, sir.
What would you do with the football? Hand it to the official. Hand it to the official. Just remind it, if that happens, take the football to the official. Don't spike it. Don't throw it up. Don't do any dances. Act like you've been there before. It may happen. Just not predicting the future, but it may happen. Jadarius, I can imagine that you'll get 2 takeaways that night.
Hopefully more or something.
There you go. I like it. I like it. Jeremy, I can imagine you getting several pancake blocks and a couple of stops behind the line of scrimmage coming up. Now to my questions. What are you going to do after high school? What do you want to do?
go to college for sure,
Okay.
and then hopefully find something real good. But I'm thinking about going to the ag business.
Good deal. Good deal. What would you want to do if you went into ag business? What would you like to do?
I don't have like a certain thing, but it's probably like welding or woodworking.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, you can do it. Kieran, you have a very interesting answer to the question. And what are you going to do, and what do you look forward to do after high school?
Going to college for underwater welding.
Underwater welding. How in the world? I got to ask you this because that intrigues me. And that'd be a tremendous job opportunity. Where along the way in your life did you go underwater welding? That'd be something I'd like to do. I mean, how did that come about? Have you always felt that way? Did you see something on TV, or how did that come about?
I just like welding.
Okay.
I can actually swim.
If a guy can swim and he likes welding, he needs to go in underwater welding.
Makes sense.
It does make sense. Jadarius, tell us, what do you want to do after school?
I definitely want to go to college, and other than that, find something I can major in that I like and go forward with it.
Any of you guys have any aspirations about playing college football? I'll start with you, Jeremy.
I'm thinking about doing that when I get to college.
If the opportunity arises. Kieran? Like to do that? Like to put in the work?
Yes, sir.
Jadarius? Would you like
Yes,
to play a
sir.
little college football?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me tell you what, guys.
Jeremy's a big baseball guy too. I know Jeremy, and I know that's probably something you may want to do too. I don't know, I don't
Play a
know
little
speaking
college
for him,
baseball?
but I know baseball's always been kind of his thing, and I know he might want to do that at the next level. So he may have an opportunity to that as well. So
That'd be pretty neat. You guys ever play baseball when you were younger?
I wanted to, but I
Never did?
Kieran plays too, don't you play baseball?
Still play a little baseball? Well, baseball is one of those sports that it's probably not as time consuming as what football is, because football's a year round thing. But let me tell you what, it is a great sport to play. And obviously, I love baseball. Got a kid still playing. But Coach, anything else for these guys right here? What about you got any more questions for these guys?
No,
this is a
this
good
has been
group right
great
here. I'm gonna
group.
tell you
We
what.
need to do 3 all the time. This was fun. I learned stuff about an underwater welder.
Yeah,
come
I
on now.
know.
That's
That-
awesome. That was the best answer I've ever heard.
And I've got my last question.
Because that's just it's amazing. I mean, I would think that he'd make $1 million a year underwater welding. I don't know. Seems scary to me. I don't know if going underwater scares me.
Well, a
but that's-
welder makes great money. And I could imagine that an underwater welder would make a whole
Yeah, I
tow
mean,
sack
that's-
full of money every time you went underwater to weld something.
That's a pretty good answer. I like that.
I do too. I mean, that'd be awesome. And being an ag business, and Jadarius, you're going to do great, whatever you do. And all right, guys. But the question of the night is this: cinnamon roll or wacky cake? Jeremy,
Wacky cake.
wacky cake. Kieran,
I'm about to go wacky cake.
wacky cake. What's the deal here?
No.
Jadarius, wacky cake or cinnamon roll?
I have to go with cinnamon roll.
I like it. All right,
Yeah,
cinnamon
man.
rolls. Y'all don't get any fist bumps. Sorry. Yeah, you do. Go ahead and give me a fist bump. Can you reach?
Wacky cake.
Wacky cake, cinnamon roll. And Jadarius, what was your first answer that I asked you earlier? What is it?
I'll tell you neither.
Yeah, neither one, because you're not a big sweet guy.
No, not
I
really.
can't believe nobody wants to have.
So
a
what are
sweet-
you? What would be your favorite food? That's a great.
That's a good
answer.
question for all three of you.
Like a meal. What is your meal of choice?
I really couldn't do a meal, but if I could do like 3 things I can eat every day,
Sure.
it'd be like, 'cause I like eating salads. So I like eating a chicken salad or something like that, a
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
turkey salad. Or I like eating fruit salads too.
Okay.
Or it'd be like some seafood too.
Okay. What about you, Kieran? What do you like to eat?
I really just eat anything.
Anything. You like pizza?
Yes, sir.
I'm not a big pizza guy, but I love pizza. I'm not a big pizza guy. I'm just maybe the greatest one of all time. Jeremy, what do you like to eat?
I don't have a favorite.
Yes,
have
you
a-
do.
Sure,
Come on.
you got to have something that you go, I'm glad I'm getting to eat this tonight. Like a double cheeseburger or something?
Well, it would be able to be my mom's meatloaf.
There you go.
That was a good
There, that's a good one. I
What's
guarantee.
yours, Dave?
I like my wife's pork chops. That's what I hated. Very big pork chops. And she fries some pretty mean pork chops. I love spaghetti. I like steak. But you know, at the price of steak is now, you can't afford it.
See, I like a good cheeseburger and I like a good steak, but when you're talking about it, nothing gets better to me than chicken strips and French fries. I know,
I love fried
I know
chicken.
That's the kid in me, I guess, but chicken strip. I like chicken strips because there's no bone to work.
Oh,
with.
no, I
just
like
want
the
to
bone.
get after it, and you can't have enough dipping sauces for me. I'm a lover of sauces, so I'd go chicken strips and French fries and 1,000 sauces.
Well, I would go just fried chicken, and my sauce would be the mashed potatoes with gravy. Just
Okay.
that's what I'd go. So you talking about eating those salads? Do you grill chicken, or you ever get fried chicken?
Usually turkey.
Turkey? Like turkey better? Eat double cheeseburgers? Anybody? You like double cheeseburgers?
Yeah,
Oh, I do too. I like double cheeseburgers. And pizza? Pizza for you guys too? Well, let me ask you the final question. I thought that was the final question, but I got more, Coach. I got more. Y'all got plenty of time. What time y'all got?
This has been fun. I've
Yeah,
enjoyed myself.
Yeah. What about? I forgot what I was going to ask.
That would be the final question.
I need a final question.
Hey, what? That was it.
So, school. What's your favorite subject?
bro, it was ag.
There you go. Kieran.
I have to go with science.
Really?
Nah.
Kidarius. Yeah, I was good at all those. How about you, Coach?
Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't have been math. That's what I'm sitting here listening to him talk. He's a healthy eater that loves math.
I know.
I mean,
yeah.
He's an amazing person to me right now because
I like sweets, like salads.
he doesn't eat sweets. He's a salad eater and he loves math. It's kind of blown me away. What science do you like? Chemistry, biology?
Chemistry.
Chemistry.
You love chemistry. Well, that
Somebody else
has
likes
a lot to
chemistry.
do with underwater. I mean,
Who else was chemistry? Because we talked to
Mr. Griffin,
Oh, that's right.
mad scientist.
Because as a scientist, because he likes blowing stuff up. That's right.
That's exactly. Well, I know this. I went to college one time, and I said, I want to take chemistry, and the guy looked up, and he didn't think I was chemistry material. Matter of fact, it was my advisor in college. He says, well, David Black, let me just ask you something. Can you spell it? And I went, no, sir, I can't. He said, well, if you can't spell it, you can't get in it. So that's good enough for me.
One time he said.
And I actually taught chemistry the first year that I taught school many, many years ago. The chemistry teacher, I was a science teacher. I love science. And the chemistry teacher left at semester, and I had a free period, which the first semester, and I didn't have a free period that next semester. I got to teach chemistry, which was a little over my head. And I don't know how much the kids learned, but I did my very best, just like the old Newport Greyhounds would always do, But I tried a little chemistry, and I do know that H is for hydrogen, and Ca is for calcium, and C is for carbon. I know the periodic table. Pretty well. Plutonium, uranium. I know there are 92 natural occurring elements, and the rest of those are man-made. Did you know that? 92 natural occurring elements, 1 through 92, and hydrogen is the least complex of the bunch. Hydrogen and oxygen make up water, 2 parts of hydrogen. And you heard that term H2O? H2O makes up water, doesn't it?
We're learning some stuff out
I'm
here.
going to give y'all a chemistry lesson is what I'm going to give you. But anyway, what else you guys want to talk about? I've got all night. Hey, run over and turn the air conditioner on. These guys are getting sweating on me, and I'm sweating too.
And we come straight from practice. Let me say that. These guys, we've been putting in work for the last 2 hours,
Tell
and they
us
come
about it.
straight here. I told them, I was like, hey, can you guys come and talk? And we were Johnny on the spot. So, these guys have already put in 2 hours of work, come here doing this, and it's kind of shows what kind of character and what these guys are about.
Hey, what's it mean to be a Greyhound? Jadarius, what's it mean to be a Greyhound?
Good, fun.
It is, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Kieran,
It's all right. It's a good feeling.
it is a good feeling.
It's a great feeling.
It's a great feeling, isn't it? I don't guess that I would ever want to have played anywhere else. I feel that now, and I'm a long way removed at 65 years old from being a Greyhound. I'm so happy that I was afforded that opportunity, and I'm so happy that I get to do what I do today and do for you guys. That's what we all do it for, is for the kids that play out there, that are busting their rear ends day in, day out. Most people really don't know the work that you guys have to put in. Friday nights are the easy part. That's the easy part. It's all the stuff you have to do before that is what's so tough. And Coach, you've been doing it a long, long time, seen a lot of groups of kids, and just overall as a group, talk about this group.
Yeah, and you said it best. I mean, the way that we do things now, everybody always asks me, I think I've said this before, is, well, when does two-a-days start? Well, we don't do two-a-days anymore because we don't have to do two-a-days anymore. These guys are year-round. I mean, when they're not in practice mode like we are now, they're still doing the conditioning, the weights, and all that stuff all year. So, when you talk about getting to a Friday night, how much goes into everything they do, that's why that I've always laughed at people that say they're gamers. Well, these guys aren't gamers. They practice a lot more than they play.
Yeah.
So the preparation that these guys put in and day out to get to where we're about to lead into, it's really something to respect about these guys, because they are teenagers. And to me it is a job, and to me it is something that I look forward to because I love it. But for these guys to show up every day and put in the work and do this as the teenagers that also are going to school and have jobs, and for them to put in the time and the work for us to enjoy, because they are fun to watch. And so it's real special.
It means a lot to be in a Graham when they have to do those kinds of things and be a part of such a great tradition that's been going on for a long, long time. And it's just awesome to have you guys to come in and join us, and I look forward to being with you a week from this. A week from this coming Friday night, Coach.
Yes, sir. Next Friday we play a scrimmage game.
Yeah.
And then a week from that we're one more. It's happening so quick, and that's what the scary part is I thought we just turned around and had fast hounds, and now we're talking about scrimmage game next week. So it's coming on us quick, and I hope these guys slow it down in their minds and enjoy it, because it's on us.
Guys, it'll be over before you know it. So enjoy your final ride as a Newport Greyhounds. The only thing I've got to say to you. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Hayden, let's any final thoughts, guys? Come on, anything else? Y'all, I didn't think y'all were going to talk any at all when you came in here, and y'all put on a great show tonight. What's your final thoughts, Jadarius? On three, go Hounds. 1, 2, 3. Go Hounds. Coach Hinsley has agreed to stay with us again, as he most graciously always does. And Coach, those three guys right there, that everybody that you have brought have been bright and smart and willing to talk and tell us a little bit something about them. But man, those three were pretty awesome, weren't they?
Well, that's what's so great about this senior spotlight thing, is you actually get to see some of these kids and hear what they say. And y'all might not even know some of them you do, or some of you just know their names and you get to see their faces and what they're about. But we have some great kids, we really do. And I know we don't spotlight them enough, but when you talk to these guys and you say it, and what we did before we actually started talking was really, it really kind of shows you what these kids are about. And we've got some great kids around here, and this has really shown who they really are.
Hayden, I guess when you talk with those guys and you've been around them, did you ever get to coach any of those guys in Pee Wee ball? Did you coach any of those guys?
No, I do remember this, and it was their 4th grade year, I think, maybe 5th. It had to have been 5th. They were playing for a Cotton Bowl.
Okay, got you.
And Billy Keaty asked me, and I want to say it was Warren Smith, to come talk to the kids. And it was a good time. I just remember laughing so hard at Warren because how serious he took talking to 9 and 10-year-old kids, because he was really, really nervous. And if you know Warren, you know he's about the goofiest guy you'll ever meet. So, no, coaching, no. But I do remember actually talking to him. I bet they don't remember, though.
Might have been some great motivation, buddy.
I don't know.
Might have been some great motivation.
They didn't lose very many games. I know that.
No. Well, they hadn't lost a lot of games in their whole history, have they?
No.
Have they? Coach, tell me, let's talk defense right now. Let's talk where we are. Personnel-wise, are you pretty set there? I mean, I know we don't have to name every position or whatever,
Sure.
but pretty set defensively?
Yeah, those team camps really show a lot. Because when you do a spring ball, you're playing against each other. You don't really have your whole squad, like you like it from one side of the ball to the other. But team camp, we went and we had a great showing at team camp, and our kids really. We had a lot of people bragging on us about how we flew around to the ball, and I see that almost as sometimes a weakness, because we fly so fast to the ball. I'm worried about different things, as far as reverses or just overrunning the football too much. But that's never a bad thing. But our kids are really running the football, and I can't stress enough. And I didn't brag on him enough when he was here. But Jadarius, what he does as an outside linebacker is really unbelievable. When you talk about what an outside linebacker does, or an old defensive end, they really set that wall.
Right.
And he does an unbelievable job of setting that wall. And what we actually do with him is he's our field side outside backer, which means if we're on a hash, he's got a bunch of grass that he has to defend, and he can do it. And I'll brag on him some more, is he's got more instincts than you can ever believe.
He has tremendous football instincts.
I mean, just watching him at team camp from behind, he has ideas that coaches would have.
Right.
And this is a kid that gets to do it on the field. So a lot of times if he has an idea, I got an ear to it, because most of the time he's in it, and he makes a lot of plays just based off his instincts. So, I can't stress that enough. And then when you talk about our middle, Antoine, we had Antoine here that first week. What he does from an inside backer spot is really unbelievable. He is so fast to the ball. There were some plays he made in that team camp that were just unbelievable. It's been a long time since we've had that kind of speed as an inside backer. And C.J. Young's another guy that plays that inside backer, and we're battling right now to see who's that other outside linebacker that we're going to be across from Jadarius. But he's always going to be probably in the short side of the field, so it doesn't have to be as quick as Jadarius. And then we're hopefully we're running a 3-down front. They could easily turn into a 4-down or a 5-down front, basically. But we're trying to run 6 different guys in so we always have fresh D linemen in there. And then you talk about on our back end, all we're trying to do is find guys that can just play great coverage. And if we do it right, we only have to have 4. So right now we're playing around with a lot of different little scenarios, but it kind of starts with our safeties. And right now Tristan Griffin's one of those, and we talked to Tristan, the mad scientist. We talked about him like in chemistry, and Noah Curtis is right now stealing some reps, and depending on Eli's situation, he'll be a safety. We got Josh Drennan and Kylan Cricht. Kylan Cricht, guys, is a lockdown corner.
Yes, sir.
This is an unbelievable athlete that jumped 6'5", high jump at State, and ASU sniffing at him right now for a track. I mean, so unbelievable athlete. So we've got great speed and great instincts, and Kieran even said it. Y'all can tell that I've been preaching leverage. Because that's my big thing is, are we making sure, are you an outside-in guy or an inside-out guy? We really want to cap the football. So they're a smart defense, and that's what I tell them all the time. They're going to be athletic, they're going to be fast, but I want to be the smartest 3A defense in the state.
And I know that you're not the offensive coach, but you're the head coach, and you have plenty to do with the offense. So let's just talk offensively for just a little bit, and then we'll talk a little bit about special teams. Tell me what's going on offensively. Offensively
right now, my big thing is execution. And I've said this ever since I've been a head coach, even before that, that offense to me is about players and not plays. We've had teams come in. I know Pigot's come in, and ran 2 plays against us. McGee that year that they beat us 2 years in a row, their coach told me after the fact they had 3 plays. The idea is plays don't really matter. I mean, really they don't. Who are you getting the ball to make those plays? In the spring game, we noticed that the plays that Jadarius run the football in worked. It didn't matter the play, right? We learned that when we threw to Isaiah, those plays worked. So, it really doesn't matter about plays. Plays are overrated. They really are.
I agree.
And it's about players, not plays. And in big moments, you want to just get the ball to the players. And that's why, I've always been, and I remember when John was helping do offense, and when I was doing it, Jordan now doing it, it's just about FTS. It's about feed the studs. And if we can do that, we're going to be pretty good. But it is about execution, and I've always said, we're trying, and Hayden, I don't know if I was saying this when he was playing, but it was about positive yardage. And if we get positive yardage, we're going to get first downs. And if we get first downs, we're going to get touchdowns. And that's a machine that I want to see that we can be. And that's what we're just working on right now is executing.
Well, and the old adage, you can get 3 1/3 yard every play, then you're going to move the sticks, and it's simple. It's simple on paper, but sometimes, and I've always preached, and I've always said that other team's trying too. People say, well, why is that play not working? Well, it's probably not working because we didn't execute properly, or that guy that made the tackle just did a better job of being better on that play.
Yeah.
And that happens. And I visited Brian Prince at one time, and we were talking about, he said, you got to be able to tackle better. And I said, well, you got to be able to tackle better if it's your guys, when you look at it and your guy's not tackling better, you say you got to tackle better. But if it's your guy running the ball and he's running over folks or running around, if he's running over folks, you just say, boy, that's a great play.
He's a beast, yeah.
So it's the same thing. We need to tackle better, but that guy that just ran over us, he's trying too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running over you for a reason. But, Hayden, what have you got for Coach? You got anything for Coach?
On the spot, I don't have anything.
Anything? We'll talk about special teams. We'll talk about that.
We're working right now. We're easing special teams into it. We've really tried to hammer offense because we had some key roles that we're trying to make sure that we had filled. But on the special teams right now, last week we put in, and today we worked a lot of kickoff. Tomorrow will be kickoff return. We already put in punt return, and we're just trying to find what I call PSKs. We want punt snaps and kicks. And Jeremy Jarrett is a guy right now that can. I didn't realize how good he could kick it until I guess in the spring and now in the summer. He can really boom it. He's probably going to be a guy that we're working at PAT. Andre Rodriguez is another guy we're trying to give him his role as maybe a PAT guy. And then Will Kitty, believe it or not, he's just a special teams junkie. He can snap it. We've learned that he can do it. He can kick it.
He can hold.
I mean, he can hold. I mean, he's just going to be. We got to figure out, like you just said, you snapped up until you had to kick. I mean, we're trying to figure out where he's the most valuable outside of center. And we don't really want to waste him too much because he is our starting center, and we don't want to make sure we do anything to wear him out. But he can do a lot of roles, and we're trying to find that holder and trying to find that different things right now, and we're just trying to ease that in this week to find out really who can take some roles. But Dylan Braxton's kind of showed up. He can punt. Colin Crite, he's just athletic. He can punt. So a lot of young guys, believe it or not, or Cruz Gomez, Malik Robinson. Those are guys that you have strong legs. We're just trying to see if we can make them consistent. And I was talking to Will just the other day, Will Kitty, and great golfer.
Absolutely.
Golfer. And to me, a PAT is nothing more than a little chip shot, right? So I was talking to him about, to me, a good golfer ought to be a good PAT kicker. And believe it or not, he's a lefty. Believe it or not, when he kicks, and he's shown that he can do that as well.
Really.
So. Yeah, so we've got a lot of different guys. We just got to get consistent in our special teams, but we've got some guys that can actually, I think, win some roles.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great year. Hayden, I know we're going to be behind we'll live stream the scrimmage game. We're looking forward to doing that, and we've talked about expectation. And again, Hayden, what do you hope this team can do?
I mean, I know it's talked about. That was always our thing. When you walked in there, we had a big old board. I don't even know if it's still there. Was each week you've got to do these things, and you can check them off week by week. And if you do those things more than you don't, then everything falls in place. And number one goal is always to win conference.
Right.
I mean, that was always your goal when you played. I believe my 10th grade year we were runner-up, and then we tied junior year, and then we won it my senior year. So that was always a goal. And it's not necessarily like it means the world because, I mean, we've been a 5 seed and went down there and beat Glen Rose. So, I mean, it doesn't – but it puts yourself in a situation where you get that 1 seed, you get some home games. You might even get a bye depending on how things lie. So, I mean, it's crucial come postseason that you take care of your stuff during the regular season. And so that's always the number one goal, and then always make it as far as you can. I mean, that's –
There you go.
You obviously say state championship, and that's should be your goal. Your goal should be something that you try to reach. It shouldn't be, well, let's get here and let's play 2 home games and then we'll go to the road and play Northwest Arkansas and get beat. That shouldn't be what your goal is. Your goal should be to the state championship. And I think these guys are more than capable of doing it when you talk about the athletes and you talk about all these guys coming back and you talk about the winners. every one of them are a winner.
Yeah.
These guys don't lose. And you can tell in those big games, they show up. They know how to play in those big games because they've done it since they were in 4th grade.
Sure.
So, I mean, state championship would be obviously the expectation, and it's up to the kids if they can execute and get there.
Well, it's well said.
Well said. I couldn't agree more.
Well said. We want to thank our great sponsors, and what we're going to do, we're going to play some back-to-back videos, including Customized Vision Care Look Back, which was the night the Newport Greyhound alumni game, paid tribute to Bud Black, and then the Two Chicks birthday report, and then we'll do an M&P Bank ad, and then the George Kell Motor. I just thought we would do something different on the George Kell Motor special for the month. We're on a little package with them for the special for the month of August, and I went back and got the 81 Alma State Championship game, and I've got it to be not shown tonight because there's no video, it's just audio, but it's the original audio broadcast, and it's some highlights. It's 5 or 6 or 2 or 3 scoring plays, maybe a defensive play or two, and the entire 4th quarter of the first state championship that the Newport Greyhounds ever won. It was in 1981. And it was Bud Black, Freeman Travis, Al Evans, and yours truly on the call. So, and I listened to it again today, and it's just amazing. Not that he's my brother, but how good Bud Black was. I watched the game, and I watched the game from the Newport sideline, and he called the game from the opposite sideline, just like we do in our broadcast, to listen to him, because I could still see what he just made me see the game again today, however many years ago that's been. I mean, it's amazing. But Newport and Alma's coming up. But anyway, Coach, thank you for coming. I appreciate it, and we'll get started. I want to remind everybody about C&M Ag Depot, Diaz Scrap Metal. We're talking about Two Chicks, Florist, and more. Fathead Pizza, one word, it's all caps. State Farm Insurance, Andrew Roach, the White River Health System. Farmers Tire Mart, where the rubber meets the road. El Puente Mexican Restaurant, the Bank of England Mortgage Company, who we've already seen, and Unity Health. Delta Manufacturing Company, celebrating 50 years of taking care of folks. Temp Pro, Customized Vision Care, and Blue Bridge Brews and Bakery next door. But, guys, as always, go Hounds.
The alumni game this year is honoring my uncle, my late uncle, Earl Bud Black Jr., class of 1968. Tremendous honor for my family. Bud spent a lot of his lifetime up here in this booth broadcasting for these Newport Greyhounds, and it meant a lot to him, and it means a lot to my family for the Alumni Association to honor him and my family. Nation, you got us zoomed in there.
And you can go back and watch those old games with Bud and David. And
pan over and show the Black family here. Here's my Aunt Jane.
David down there.
Yep. David, Kenny, my mom Linda, my Aunt Jane.
When you go listen to those old games with Bud, David, and Randy, I mean, you get goosebumps. But because David tells it so well. Bud could paint a picture of where you were, and I mean, just the way that he talked, you knew when you heard it, you knew what was going on, and you had that feeling. And I can go back and watch games and get goosebumps just by the excitement that they had in the booth.
I watched or listened to the 81 state championship game on radio. You talk about some broadcasting. Bud would just, Robbie Crawford tees it up from the 40. Got a wind blowing across the Greyhound field. It's about 5 miles an hour out of the east. Going to be play great into the hands of the Greyhound. You know, he could just paint the picture. And Dad said it many times. It's hard to broadcast. Thank you, Randy C.
I'd like to present Bud Black's family this tribute in his honor. And he has that right. The voice of the Greyhounds, Bud Black, and Bud is missed by so many. And just a great guy with a great family. Ben, I know.
Well, we're honored, Hayden. We're honored to be a part of this program, and our roots run deep. Nation and I, before the game, we got to visit, help set up some of the 68 reunion, the class of 68 reunion, and they got to looking at the trophy case, man. We got some deep roots in football here in Newport, Arkansas, and we're proud and honored to have contributed. And, you know, Bud Black played on that team. He, I guess he graduated in 69. No, 68 would be when he graduated. But anyway, Dad played, I played, Grant played, Ken played, Jace played. Got a 3-year-old boy, fixed to be 3 max. Hopefully he'll play. But we're just honored, and we thank you and thank everybody, man. It's, it's special to be a Greyhound. I've been taught that my whole life, and I believe that with all my heart. There's magic in that orange. But we're going to take a break here and get ready for the Newport Greyhounds playing host to the Manila Lions here at Greyhound Field, and that action's coming right up.
Happy birthdays this week include Emily Baker, Brittany Hughes-Ware, Tamia Stallings has a birthday today, and Mark Payton also with a birthday today. And then birthdays later on this week include Mike Warren, Lindsey Bowen has a birthday, Catherine Briley also has a birthday this week, Lenny Bullard with a birthday, Stanley Page also, Yasmin Fryer has a birthday tomorrow, Melissa Hubbard with a birthday tomorrow, and Crystal Moss Qualls, formerly from Harrisburg, Arkansas, with a birthday tomorrow. Later on in the week, Becky Watkins has a birthday. Phil Brissy from Batesville with a birthday. Derek Wooten also has a birthday. Fonda Breckenridge Evans with a birthday on Wednesday. Bryce Throckmorton has a birthday Wednesday. Jacob Caples also with a birthday on Wednesday. Newport's own Kendra Pruitt also with a birthday on Wednesday. Tristan Mount with the same happy birthday to all of you folks. Allie Grace Hutchinson also on Wednesday with a birthday, and Alan Gaskins with the birthday. Delane McKinney has a birthday on Thursday. Amanda Gibbs does also with Gary Williams. And Summer Terry also with a birthday on Thursday. Terry Strope on Friday. Mike Roberts with a birthday coming up on Friday. And then others with birthdays coming on later on in the week. Barbara Johns with a birthday on Friday. Benny Sue Massey on Friday. Shannon Gore Wright has a birthday on Friday, as does Greg Stoner. Linda Grady Black, happy birthday to my lovely bride. Nicholas Sides with a birthday. Richie Mathis, Wiley Brewer, Martell Holly. Keith Wilson with a birthday on Saturday, as Nate Olson, Jim Cooper, and Stephen Wilson also will have birthdays on the 14th. Jason Mitchell with a birthday. Tommy Wise Pierce will enjoy her birthday on Sunday, along with Samantha Akins, Randall Loggins with a birthday, Joby Driver, and Jim Kane. Others celebrating birthday on Sunday, Carla Dukes Hubbard.
So a very special happy birthday to all of you and anyone else who has a birthday that you're celebrating today or this week, later on this week. And it's all brought to you by Two Chicks Florists and More, locally owned and operated in Newport, Arkansas.
Planters Bank was founded in 1946 by farmers and business owners because they needed a community bank that knew them and understood their business. A lot has changed since then, but Merchants and Planters Bank is still employee-owned and operated, and we're still committed to knowing and understanding the needs of every customer we serve. Great rates, fast turnarounds, and experienced local bankers ready to work for you. That's why you should choose Merchants and Planters Bank. Stop in any of our 12 locations or contact us at mnpbank.com.
Third down and 11 for the Airedales. Backed up deep in their own territory at their own 6-yard line. Alma to the line of scrimmage. Richard Wood is the Airedale quarterback. Throw set, receivers to both sides of the field. Man in motion, comes to the near side. Draws the defense with him. Wood drops back. Wood wants to throw, loses the ball. It's loose. A scramble for it, and who got it? The referee is there. He's looking for it. Who's got the ball? And touchdown, Newport. Newport recovers in the end zone for a touchdown.
And, Bud, I'm sorry. I just didn't see who recovered it. We'll have to wait and find out a little bit later. But Wood went back to pass, and the ball just flew out of his hand. He didn't throw the ball. He just, as he was raising his arm to bring it back to try to throw it, it just fell out of his hand. And Newport scores a touchdown with 5:47 to go in the first period.
What a play. Wood never got the arm moving forward. The ball popped free. We had to wait and see who had it. Robinson. Ricky Robinson recovers for the Newport Greyhounds in the end zone. And Newport leads Alma. So a costly fumble by the Airedales after a costly fumble by the Greyhounds.
Todd Dickinson in to try the extra point.
Come on, Todd, let's go right here. Here's the snap. The ball is down. This kick is up, and this kick is good. So with 5:47 left, first quarter, it's Newport 7, Alma nothing. And 6:01 left in the first half, and the Greyhounds face with a 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line, and Newport must move the ball out of their end of the field. Alma with a great punt rush. You know, you don't want to punt from your own end zone. Fans standing up, we may have to stand with them. There's a trap play, handoff inside, big hole for Newport into the secondary. Warren breaking tackle. Warren down the sideline. Warren needs a block at midfield. Warren down the last man. Warren is dragged down from behind, but not until he's down inside the 20-yard line of the Alma Airedales. Holy cow! What a run by Billy Warren.
Danny Hubbard finally had to run him down. Billy was hit a couple of times on a counter play. Back up inside, he broke it, and he had to outrun a few folks with that long a run. I'll tell you what, he might have just run out of gas a little bit, but the stop was finally made at the 20-yard line, inside the 20-yard line. But first down for the Hounds, and a big play by Billy Hu.
78 yards for Billy Warren from his 2 to the Airedale 20-yard line. Now Newport leading 7-0 and threatening. Dykus has them set. Quarterback sneak. Dykus gets a couple of yards off right guard. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Newport. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half from Alma, with the Hounds leading 7-0.
It is
2nd and 8 for the Greyhounds now at the Alma 18-yard line. Here's the handoff to Kenny Brown. Kenny Brown trying to run to the corner of the outside. Kenny Brown cutting upfield, running over folks, is inside the 5-yard line. First down for the Greyhounds, 1st and goal, as Kenny Brown made a great move, got great blocking on the left side, and took it to the corner, down to the 4-yard line, where it is 1st and goal for the Greyhounds with 4:57 remaining in the first half. And Newport leading the Airedale 7-0.
Play intended inside, handoff to Kenny Brown, Bud, and he saw that it was all clogged up outside. He moved to the outside, rather, and with his great speed got to the outside. Ogilvy had to make the stop to save the touchdown.
Hound over the football. Ty Honey, Stacy, Keenan, Big Brandon, Drew Dotson, Bobby Brown, Theo Young. Here's Dykus, gives to Warren. Warren dives off left tackle. Touchdown, Greyhounds! The Newport Greyhounds lead the Airedales 13-0. Hold on back here. I know you're dancing in the streets in Jackson County. Extra point attempt will be coming up by the Greyhounds, and they're going bananas across the field. Newport has brought some 1,500 fans up here. It's standing room only. 4:37 remaining in the first half, and the Greyhounds lead 13-0 with the extra point attempt coming. Donnell Swanson comes into hold. Todd Dickinson will attempt the extra point. David Hout will snap. We await the snap. It's down. This kick is up, and this kick is good. With 4:37 left, first half from Alma. The Greyhounds 14, Alma nothing. Robbie Crawford will boot it again. Been kicking it a lot tonight so far. That's good. Hope we keep it up. Ricky broke one tackle at about the 11 and then got nailed pretty hard. And he's a little slow getting up. It will be 2nd down and 10 needed for the Greyhounds. They can score, or can get a first down without scoring.
They got the ball just inside the 10-yard line. It was less than a yard, really, on the play, but the ball is inside the 10-yard line, 2nd down, and we'll have to call it 10.
8.5 minutes left, third quarter. Newport leads 14-7 and trying to increase that lead right here. Dykus has them set at the 10. Here's Dykus. Handoff inside. Touchdown, Billy Warren. Billy Warren on the straight dive play inside with great blocking. Might have been a trap. I don't know. Really couldn't tell. But he takes it in, and the Greyhounds jump out in front 20-7 over the Airedales. They've got the 13-point lead back, and now we'll try to get the original 14-point lead back with the extra point attempt by Todd Dickinson. Billy Warren right up the middle from 10 yards out for the Newport touchdown, and the Hounds lead 20-7 with 8:15 left in the third quarter. Still a lot of time left. Woo!
No turnovers yet.
Oh, this could get very, very interesting, couldn't it? Dykus has the Hounds to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down and 7. Here's Dykus faking inside. Flag is down. Wants to throw. Fires it. It is caught by the Greyhounds for an apparent first down, but there is a marker back up the field. The referee has seen something. A big gain for Newport up near the 45-yard line, but apparently it's against the Hounds. It is against the Hounds. Illegal motion, I believe, is the call against Newport, which will bring up a 3rd down and 12 instead of a 1st and 10 for Newport, with 52 seconds left in the third quarter, and Newport leading 20-14, and that is a big play in the football game.
Well, Bud, this deep in your own territory, and especially now with the big penalty coming up against the Hounds, you have to call your plays very, very carefully.
Third and 12 for the Greyhounds, deep in their own territory. Back at the 13-yard line. Newport on 3rd down wants to throw into the flat. Theo Young wide open. Theo to midfield. I don't think he can outrun him. I don't know. He's to the 40. Cuts back to the middle to the 30. The 20. The 10. He's trying to get into the end zone. No. No flag. Touchdown. Touchdown. Newport on 3rd down. And Theo Young, who took it the length of the field. Unbelievable. Billy Keating with a great call. Newport on 3rd and 11 went into punt formation deep in their own territory at the 13-yard line. They snapped the ball short to Dykus, who was in the game. Dykus tossed it to Theo Young. There wasn't anybody from here to Van Buren close to him. And then the Alma defense came hard. The sprinters came to try to catch him, and Theo put on that extra burst of speed about midfield. I thought they were going to grab him at midfield.
When he got down to about the 30, Bud, he looked like he was completely out of steam. He cut across and just flat out run them, cut in the afterburner, and into the end zone for 6.
They put no one back to receive it, and go ahead, Bud.
Newport will go for 2 points. Dykus calls the offside play, and Alma jumps offside.
As I was going to say, Bud, Alma didn't have anyone back to receive the punt. When they saw Dykus in, they came up, but the pass happened so quickly that there was no one there to cover Theo Young, and he just outran everybody. The offside play does work, and it moves the ball a little bit closer for us to go for the 2-point conversion. 26-14, and a big play for the Newport Greyhounds.
Boy, I tell you what football game both sides have played. These young men from Alma and Newport, neither one will quit. Newport gets the lead. Alma comes back. Newport comes back, gets the 2-touchdown lead. Now Newport trying to go up by 14 points. At the 1.5-yard line, here's Dykus, option play right side, and Warren is hit, and I don't think he'll get in there. He does not. And Alma defense did very well, but with 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter from Alma, our score is Newport 26, Alma 14. And Newport will be kicking off to the Alma Airedales, and the way things have gone tonight, they'll just come right back.
Kenny Black says 88-yard touchdown.
88-yard pass play from Dykus to Theo Young on the fake punt. And Robbie Crawford will kick off for the Greyhounds. Newport leading by 12, 26-14, 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Still a lot of football to be played. 11:24 left in the game. Alma trying to come right back after the Newport touchdown. They're back at the Greyhound 31-yard line. 26-14. Newport leads by 12. Wood, the quarterback, running, looking, throws. It is incomplete. He had a big rush put on by Ty Honey, Kenny Whitmore, and Billy Warren, and he threw the ball in the flat, had a man out there, but with all the pressure, he was nowhere close to it. So it brings up a 2nd down and 10 for the Airedales at the Newport 31, 11:20. The clock stopped on the incomplete pass.
And just as we talked about, Bud, pressure made him throw the ball a lot quicker than he wanted to. It was intended for Wright out there. He was open, had a couple of steps on his man, but he just didn't have any time to throw.
Newport just not getting coverage at all on the people in the flat. Wood 2nd and 10. Here's a quick pitch to the left side. Theo Young chasing him. Theo has him and drops him for a loss.
back at the 38-yard line. Theo Young played the quick pitch about as well as it can be played.
Pitch went back to Hubbard. They had two men split to the near side and had the play going to the far side on the quick pitch, but Theo Young played it perfectly. He positioned himself to make Hubbard have to cut up inside. If he did, he didn't have anywhere to go, and Theo drops him, and it brings up a big third down and a long way to go for a first down.
About 17 needed for the first down back at the 38-yard line. Here's Wood dropping straight back. Newport dropping 8 people. There's a pass down the middle. It is intercepted by the Greyhounds. Bobby Brown has it. Bobby Brown is tackled outside the 15 at about the 16-yard line. So it is first and 10 Greyhounds on the Oskey by Bobby Brown.
The off-season is the perfect time.
And Newport leads 26-14 over Alma. Newport has the ball first and 10 at their own 16-yard line. There's a handoff inside, driving hard as Billy Warren. Billy Warren playing his last football game as a Newport Greyhound. Carries for nice yardage, about 7 or 8 on the carry, right up the middle off left tackle. They'll give him 6 now, they say. Second down, I'm going to give him 7. Second down, a long 3.
Newport really fired up.
That's a slither run.
Boy, he was slipping and flooding and slithering. Inside 10 minutes left. Newport leads 26-14 and have the ball. Dykus, quarterback sneak, driving forward, trying to get the first down. It's close to it across the 25-yard line and had to go to about the 26.5.
Now, if you thought you couldn't afford a new car.
For the Greyhounds, the clock is the important thing now, along with the score. 9:45 left in the football game. And the Greyhounds lead the tough defending state champion Alma Airedales 26-14. And what 2 gutty performances we've seen by both these football teams. Big third down possession down for the Greyhounds. Third down and inches for Newport. Alma with 9 men near the line of scrimmage. Now a flag is dropped in the interior of the line, and Newport may have moved. And I think that may be the indication against the Greyhounds. It's going to cost them 5 yards. 9:39 left in the game. Newport leads 26-14. Some of the Alma fans headed for home. I don't believe it. Third down and 5 plus some inches. Here's Dykus. Dykus wanting to throw deep to Brantley down the sideline. He's got him on the run, and he couldn't. Did he catch it? No. He had it and dropped it, but in all fairness to Brantley, he had 2 men right with him, and I thought Bruce had it for a minute but couldn't hold on to it down at the Airedale 40-yard line.
As the holiday season.
9:07 left in the game. Clock moving. Alma first and 10 at the Greyhound 46. Here's Wood dropping straight back. Fires over the middle, and his flag is stopped. And interference is going to be called, I believe, against Bobby Brown of the Greyhounds, and that will cost Newport 15 yards. If that is indeed the call. Bobby was going up for the football. At least he thought he was. Down at the 28 of Newport.
Pass intended for Goins out there, Bud, and it did appear they were both going for the ball. The official right on top of the play, however, and he caused a defensive pass interference, and it'll be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, which gives us a couple of yards anyway, because the play happened right at the 20-yard line, and they'll have a first and 10 at the 30.
So it is first and 10, Alma. The Airedales will not die. At the Newport 30, the Greyhound defense has got to do it, leading by 12. Let's see if Wood runs it. Here's a handoff inside. Nothing as the Hounds are there to stack him up for no gain. It is second down and 10 for Alma at the 30. 8:50 on the clock.
Robinson and Honey right there as he gets absolutely nothing in the middle line. But as I've said before, Bud, the way they've been playing here in the second half, they hit you a couple of times up in the middle, and then they go long on you or out to the pass.
Oh, I'd be blitzing some linebackers on Mr. Wood. 8.5 minutes left in the game. Hounds lead 26-14. Wood goes straight back. Feels some pressure. Fires into the flat. It is caught for close to a first down, and he may have it down inside the 20, depending on where they mark it. And I believe it is going to be about the 19-yard line, which will be a first down for the Airedales with 8:24 left in the game. And, boy, they must have some passing yardage built up by now.
Pass went to Hubbard that time, Bud, and another first down inside the 20-yard line. We'll get that passing yardage for you as soon as we can.
Still touching the 20, the back end of the football. So it is first and 10 from the Greyhound 20. Hold them out. Here's Wood looking, throwing into the flat, overthrown, incomplete. Newport had a little trouble with the coverage. Chucky Neal and Bobby Brown need to decide who they're going to cover out there. When the pass was intended in the flat, incomplete. They had another man cutting across the middle. 8:19 left in the football game. Hounds lead it 26-14. Alma threatening again at the Newport 20-yard line, second down and 10. Here's Wood rolling to his right. Wood being chased. Wood throws it up. It's an air ball. Who wants it? It is tipped and it is incomplete. I thought Bruce Brantley was going to certainly intercept the thing, but he did not, as it went off his fingertips. But a great defensive play by Brantley anyway to bat it away from possible receivers.
87 yards in this half for Alma, Bud.
So they're throwing the ball very effectively, but they face a big third down and 10 now with 8:12 on the clock. Clock is stopped after the incomplete pass. I sure thought Bruce was going to Oski that one.
And it's almost completed, too,
Newport leads 26-14, a 12-point lead. Alma trying to cut into the lead. Third and 10 at the Greyhound 20. A flag on the play, stops the play. The official has seen something, and they blow it dead before the play can be completed. The official comes in and talks to the referee, and we'll see what the indication is.
Someone may have lined up offsides.
It is offsides against Alma. They lined up offsides. That will move them back to the 25-yard line. And it will be third down and 15. They've got to go down to the 10 for the first down. 8:08 left on the clock, and boy, it's running slow, and it's like that when you have a passing game going. Alma facing a big third and 15, maybe the biggest play of the game to this point. Wood drops, fires down the middle. It is caught. He's hit hard. I don't know how he held on to it. It's short of the first down, though. It will be fourth down for the Airedales, and a vicious hit by the Greyhounds.
Bobby Brown made the stop. The pass was complete to Goins that time. We have a timeout. Alma with the score, Newport 26-14. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Fourth down, 3.5 from the 13. They'll go for it. Wood is the quarterback. Option play, right side. Here's Wood running down the line, pitches the ball. House clobber him. He did not get it.
Billy Warren and Bobby Brown hit the trailing back after the pitch, and they drop him for a big loss. The play went to Vanover, but they drop him well deep. He gets nowhere near the first down. Newport will take over from the 17-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Hounds at the 17-yard line. Big defensive play.
Coach Frank Vines expecting Newport to be looking for the pass, went to the option play. Newport strung it out well all the way to the sideline. Wood had to pitch it sooner or later, and when he did, there were 4 Greyhounds there to clobber Vanover. 7:35 left. Clock is moving. Newport just wants to grind out the clock. Here's Dicus with the call. Handoff inside, driving ahead. Good yardage for Billy Warren. As Billy moves to the 24-yard line for a pickup of about 7 for the Greyhounds. Second down, and call it 3 yards needed for the first down for Newport. Clock down to 7:15 left in the game. Newport leading Alma 26-14 for the state championship. And I think I have been rather calm, cool, collected, and reserved.
Done a good job, Bud. I'm real proud of you.
Appreciate it. 7 minutes left. The clock is moving. It is second down and 3 for the Greyhounds. We're inside 7 minutes. Dicus handoff, and here's short yardage as Kenny Brown fights for extra yardage and gets about half a yard on the play. It'll bring up a third down and 3 for the Greyhounds.
The Hounds would like to get the first down here, Bud. They don't want to put the ball up in the air and risk an interception or a turnover of any kind. They need the first down, but this is a very big play with a third down and about 3 yards to go from the 25-yard line. We need the first down desperately.
6.5 minutes left in the game. Inside that now, Hounds by 12, 26-14. Newport with a third down and 3. They try the offsides play, and it doesn't work. Newport calls a timeout, so with timeout on the field, 6:18 left. Hounds lead 26-14. We're back. 6:18 left in the football game. Freeman, it's a big play. Third down and 3. Greyhounds could run another couple of minutes off the clock with another series.
Absolutely.
So on third and 3, it'll be interesting to see what Billy Keaty comes up with on the call. From the 25-yard line, Hounds have to go to about the 27.5. It's really about 2.5 yards needed. Here's a quick pitch left side to Warren. Warren hit in the backfield, fighting, driving ahead, and I think he got it on a great second, third, and fourth effort. Billy Warren picks up the first down on one of the best 4-yard runs you'll ever see in any football game. Warren was hit in the backfield, broke that tackle, was hit at the line of scrimmage, broke that one, ran over 2 men, goes out of bounds at the 30, and a first down for Newport. 6:11 left in the football game.
Well, when you need that extra yard, Bud, you go to Billy Warren, and somehow, some way, he finds a way to do it.
So it is first and 10 Newport, 6:11 left in the game. Hounds lead 26-14. Newport has the ball at their own 30-yard line. Here's Dicus, option play right side. Dicus keeps the ball, cuts up. Dicus has about 4 yards on the carry, up to the 34-yard line. It will be second down and 6 for Newport from their own 34. 5:55 left in the football game. And the Greyhounds are leading the defending state champ Alma Airedales 26-14. Big play so far in this football game. The fake punt on third down, and Newport an 87-yard touchdown pass to Theo Young. Clock continues to roll down to 5:33. Here's Dykus, handoff, and being hit in the backfield is Kenny Brown and dropped for a loss on the play. But Newport will keep the clock moving down to 5:23 left in the contest. Hounds lead 26-14, and it will be third down and 8 for Newport. Dykus got 4 and Brown lost 2 on that carry. Third and 8. Freeman, you said it earlier, Newport doesn't want to throw the football.
But in this situation right here, Bud, we need this first down to maintain possession, and we may see it.
Newport with the veer formation, the split backs instead of the I. Dykus has them set. Here's Dykus looking, fires over the middle. It is incomplete, intended for Theo Young. Brings up a fourth down, and Newport will have to punt it away with 4:53 left in the game, and Newport leading 26-14, and Alma might rush 11 men on this one.
They'll be coming a bunch.
Fourth down and 8 for the Greyhounds. They have it at their own 32-yard line. Bobby Brown goes back to punt again. He's been back there all night for Newport. Alma puts 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Here's Brown, gets the rush, gets the kick away. A nice high driving kick will be fielded back at the 35, fumbles, and Alma recovers it back at the Alma 34-yard line. Alma will watch Wood, the quarterback, for you. Man in motion to the near side. Wood drops straight back. Wood fires down deep, down the sidelines, overthrown, incomplete. Down at the 40-yard line, intended as the man was in the motion man, turned, and went all the way to the sideline, turned up the field, down the sideline, and the pass was overthrown by about 7 or 8 yards. It is second down and 10 for the Airedales, but even when they miss one, it stops the clock. 4:25 left in this game, 26-14 Newport. Wood dropping to throw. Wood being chased, fires into the flat. It is caught, I believe, and tackled for a big loss by Billy Warren. They tried to fake it to the left, throw a little screen pass off to the right. Drew Stacy, Robert Fulk, Billy Warren, and Ty Honey sniffed it out. It is a completed pass for a big loss, and it will bring up third down, and about 16 needed for the first down with 3:57 left in the game, and Newport leading 26-14.
Pass completed to Wright that time, and Newport's only rushing 3 men. They're dropping everybody back.
Here comes the spread formation. 2 receivers out to the left side. Wood dropping straight back. Newport a 3-man rush. Wood fires down the middle. It is caught. And down at the Greyhound 40-yard line, a great pass by Wood and a great catch by the Airedales with 3:40 left in the game, and this one's a long way from being over. That might have saved them right there and kept them in it.
Pass complete to Kevin Ross, that time wide open, down at the 40-yard line, and he was stopped immediately, so they have a first down at the Newport 40.
First and 10, clock down to 3:33. It is moving. Here's Wood dropping back. This time a 5-man rush, and there is a flag on the play. It stops play with 3:29 on the clock. And it is apparently against Newport.
Jumping the gun a little bit on the blitz.
Right. Clock stopped on the, now clock is moving down to 3:25. Wood straight back. Wood looking, fires into the flat. It is incomplete. Almost made a great catch at the 21-yard line, but off his fingertips, incomplete. 3:20 left in the game. It is second down and 5.
In and out of the hands of Steve Wasco up around the 25-yard line, but Newport's had 65 yards in penalties, and some of those penalties have come at not very good times for us.
3:20 is all that stands between the Greyhounds and the state championship. If they can keep Alma out of that end zone twice, Alma must score twice. Newport leads by 12. Wood dropping back. Wood throws over the middle. It is incomplete. Tipped and intercepted by the Greyhounds. Kenny Whitmore intercepts for Newport. The ball was tipped by Brantley and Kenny Brown and into the hands of Kenny Whitmore, who picks it off for the Greyhounds at the 26-yard line of Newport. It is first down Greyhounds with 3:13 left, and the Hounds leading by a dozen. And 3:05 left in the game. Clock is moving. Crowd for Alma heads for home. Dykus, handoff. Billy Warren into the secondary. Billy Warren still on his feet, cuts to the outside, caught from behind, short of midfield at the 44-yard line of Newport, but a big first down for Billy Warren as he almost broke that one for the distance. That moves the chains with 2:53 left. It's at the Greyhound 43-yard line. Warren on the carry. Dykus has them set out of the I formation. The flag is dropped. Newport off right tackle. Gets a couple of yards, but I think the Hounds were in motion that time. The flag was dropped at the 2:27 mark of the football game.
One of the down linemen moved, Bud, and it will be a motion penalty against the Greyhounds. But with the 2 minutes 27 seconds, this penalty not major at this time, but we still need to maintain possession. Alma has to score twice.
Never over till it's over, you guys. It's not over. 2:27 left on the clock. Anything can happen. Crazy play, onside kick. I'll tell you it's over when it says 3 zeros up there. 2:27 left in the football game. The Newport Greyhounds trying to do the near impossible. Come from a predicted third-place finish in the conference to win the state championship on a cold night in Alma, Arkansas. Leading 26-14. Boy, I got the goosebumps. Clock is moving down to 2:10. How about this, Bill Keaty Sr.? Here's Dykus. Handoff. Warren fighting hard. Driving for extra yardage. Billy Warren across the 40 to the 45-yard line. The officials keep the clock moving.
Across the original line of scrimmage, Bud, across the 45-yard line to bring up a second down. And 9 yards to go. Clock is moving. 1:49 to go in this ball game. We're that far away from a state championship. Drew Stacy goes off the field. Seems to have hurt an ankle, but he's all right.
1:40 left. The Hounds lead by 12, 26-14. The clock is moving. Second down and 9 for the Greyhounds. Dykus has the Hound set. Dykus, quarterback sneak, drives forward for about 3 or 4 yards. Clock is down to 1:25 remaining in the football game. 1:05 left. The clock is running. Third down play for Newport. A first down would clinch it. Third down and 6 for the Greyhounds. Here's Dykus. Dykus option play right side. Dykus running for the first down. Dykus drifts out of bounds, and he's awfully close to it. And I think he may have it. Let's see. Dykus stepped out right near the marker, and I think he stepped out beyond the marker. It is a first down Greyhounds with 52 seconds left in the football game. Greyhounds are going to do it, I think, folks. 52 seconds left. 26-14, Newport up by 12. First down, Dykus falls on the ball. Clock is down to 48 seconds. Down to 30 seconds.
One play.
It's down to 26. Newport leads 26-14. Newport has whipped the Alma Airedales and is bringing home the state championship to you folks at home. Dykus again falls on the football. It is down to 12 seconds. The Newport fans are going crazy across the way. It's down to 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Billy Keaty has got it. The Newport Greyhounds have won the state championship.
Greyhounds by the score of 26-14. Champions. The Hounds are going to run out the clock.